YouTube, my name is Chris and welcome to my channel, and I am here today to talk about the latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé. I love this show so much. I wish I owned stock in this show. Anyway, so the first couple we're going to start off with is Darcy and Jesse. And honey, after that very yummy, juicy steak cut on the bias and rice dinner that they had, they spent the next night like just talking. Up all night talking. The next day they're fine, you know, and Darcy wants Jesse to like say goodbye to her daughters because she wants him to have like one last great impression. She really truly cares about the well-being of her daughters and always strives to put them in the healthiest of situations. She's a really great mom. She does a good job of letting that be a subtle thing that we know about her just through her actions. But anyway, they decided to work on things and honey, they just both start crying. Darcy always been crying, but like somehow Jesse got to know, like, more crying, you know, like Jesse, you look too cold. And he was like, I look too cold? Okay. I am so full of feeling. It's turned on. And honey, he has a bevy of like tight V-necks and hair, different hair accessories. Sometimes it's a beanie, sometimes it's a headband, you know, like maybe he went to Claire's and bought a whole bunch. And honey, she is lampshading. I read this like great article. If I can link an article I will, or I'll just like put it in the comments or whatever. But it's basically what Ariana Grande does, which is a real small, petite girl who wears like a big oversized sweatshirt and like her little skinny legs and like tight ass leggings. Looks like a lampshade. I think that's so funny. Anyway, and that's what Darcy does too, you know? So it's like they have interesting aesthetics, you know? They work together, one could say. So then when they see the daughters, like, Darcy hugs the daughters for a real long time, very intensely. She's like, hi, beautiful, gorgeous girls. Then Jesse is like, you guys look great, wow. One of the girls, I don't know, Aspen, I won't ever know their names, you know, like I can't imagine ever finding a time in my life where I'll like know which one is which, but I'm just gonna say Aspen is like, oh, so do you. You look great too. Thank you so much for saying that. You look great. Hi. And then the other one is pissed at Jesse, like she's on mom's side and she's just like, and you know, Darcy has to be on that one, like holding her back. She's kind of being like, it's okay, non-Aspen. You know, or the other one. Next, it's like she's finally driving to the airport and it's like, put this bitch on a plane and boy, bye. But like, no, honey, this is not that easy. Surprise, surprise. It's so funny. It's like, what a horrible time you guys had together, filled with angry, tense meals and even worse, long car rides. But no, Darcy's like, I wish you could have stayed longer. Watched that sunset. Watched a sunset. Where we didn't fight. Had a moment where we didn't fight. He's like, sorry, babe. I gotta get back to work. These sad, lonely people that want to be in the presence of a pseudo-celebrity that I train can't work out by themselves. And then she's like, can you get a work visa so we don't have to get one of those fiance visas where I'm like on the hook for everything for you for like 20 years, like that whole situation, like I've seen the show. And like, that is the smartest thing Darcy or anyone on the show has ever said. But pressing on, then they cry again. It's like, because they love each other so much. But then suddenly there's traffic. And like a pendulum, it swings the other way, honey. Whoosh! This time it's like, okay, there's traffic, and then Jesse has this moment in the car where he like gets physically so upset it looks like he wants to punch Darcy, as if she paid people in cars to suddenly flood the streets and prevent him from getting to his flight on time. It was way, way creepy. He's a narcissistic psychopath. Is it roids? He's not even that big, you know? Then Darcy's like, don't worry, I'll get you there. I know I will. I mean, you'll have to like get out of the car and run to the gate and we'll have a quick goodbye, but we're used to quick goodbyes. No, you're not. I've seen you in the previous season. You are like, bye. And like, Jesse's like, and Darcy's like, bye. And Jesse's like, And Darcy's always like, bye-bye, bye, bye, bye. Bye though, bye, see, bye. And like runs up, hugs him again, you know, like then he's like, okay, okay, puts her down. Bye, Darcy. Then he walks away. Darcy's like, bye! You know, just like, I love it. Okay, so then we are introduced to the new couple, Marta and Daya. My neighbor's dog is having a moment, so if that's what you hear, I cannot do anything about it. Daya? Like Daya cheese, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember how. I mean, it's going to take me a while to get that one. Let's talk about Marta. Marta's eyebrows. Marta's love of like Anastasia dip brow pomade and like dark brown or chocolate, maybe a mix of both. She's 30, she's from Wisconsin, she has 2 kids, honey, she's single, raising them. They're super cute. A little girl and a boy. The girl looks up to her, that she, you know, she finds that inspiring. The boy is going through that like losing teeth phase. It's very like Alvin and the Chipmunks. It's very, very cute, honey. They look like they're very close. They look like they're precocious and I enjoy them. One weird thing is that they're both like eating out of toddler plates. But that's on her. There's something about her home that's like very juvenile, and I get that you have kids, but it's like, even in what looks like her room, it looks like that's also juvenile. She seems somewhat stuck in a place of being like 14, 13, 14. And sometimes, this is a deep dive, honey, already. Ready? Judge a book. I mean, this is first scene deep dive, but sometimes when women are like that, or people, not just women, when people are like that, it makes me feel like at that point in their time, something emotionally stunted them, or they stopped. Or that she has like somewhat juvenile tastes. You tell me what this could be. Marta has found herself a new dude. This dude found her on a social media site. She thought it was a catfish because he was like so hot. He's like this Muslim dude, right? Super fashionable, into fashion. Like, did Muhammad preach about Gucci? By the way, if I ever sound like I'm being racist, I'm fully Arab. I'm Syrian Lebanese, so I'm just being ignorant as an American. See, that's the difference. But honey, they don't speak a common language, which we have seen has worked so good for Paul and Karina. So they don't speak a common language, back to them, honey, and they just like keep saying how they're like each other's husband and wife, back and forth. She has 2 kids, so it's like going there already, which is, you know, the kids are already involved because the kids are like, yeah, he's gonna protect us and take care of us. Just jumping the gun there a little bit, Marta. Gotta think twice when you had those kids. I want to start a foundation for like the kids of 90 Day Fiancé. Because they're all so cute. Like if I showed you right now pictures of May and pictures of Lucy and showed you an 800 number and was like, for only 2 cents a day, you can give to these children affected by the 90 Day Fiancé parents who made horrible decisions. Marta is planning a trip and now, you know, Daya cheese, Daya, something like that. Daria. No, it's not that. I wish it was. He's not getting back to her. He doesn't want to get back to her. You know, like he's not responding to anything. Not words, not text, not emojis, not anything. So Marta and her mom get a mani-pedi. Marta's mom's like, does he know that you're a dancer? An exotic dancer? God, the term exotic dancer just seems like so specifically 80s and 90s to me. Like, stripper. But honey, exotic dancing is in her genes because her mom and her grandma did it. Like, I swear that's what she said. She's great at it. I saw it. But shocker, her mom isn't supportive of her going to this foreign country. You know, it's like, yeah, I've seen this scene before. Rarely is an American parent on this show super excited for their child, often a person that already has a child already or more, to just go off to a foreign country, doesn't really know a lot about their customs or seems really like in the know. Really, are they like, yes, run to that foreign land and marry your Arabian sweet prince and you know what? Hey, don't forget to have fun. Okay, now on to Paul and Karina. Honey, Paul is just walking through a shanty town in a bulletproof vest. Like a Dungeons and Dragons loving RoboCop. Could you imagine living in this town and seeing that person walking around? It's unbelievable. By this time, Karina can't even look at him in the face. She can't stand him. He knows this. They've been fighting. On the way back to his apartment, he like picks up bug-infested flowers. He says that sometimes the flowers makes it better after they've fought. He gets to the apartment and guess what? There's a lot of vases and jars with a lot of random goddamn flowers. They look fresh. So I guess they got in a fight the night before because she had her bro over or something like that, and he like got hungry and like ate food and he like didn't ask about it or whatever, and then like Paul blew up and called him a thief. Your wife's brother for eating some food. That is so trashy and cheap and horrifying. Karina is over it, honey, and she's been over it. If I just thought she was over, like, I don't know, taking care of her skin or taking care of her hair, no, she's over all of it. It's so weird, like, Paul's talking super softly, like, so condescendingly, and it's so obvious and fake. It makes me feel like he's, like, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I was just, like, so happy that Karina finally has been woke to it. Like, she walks out. She wants a divorce. He wants to talk. He's like, I gave up my dog and Christmas to be here, is what he says. He gave up his dog of 10 years and Christmas and Thanksgiving. That grown man. Okay? She can't even look at him, honey. I can't even look at him either. He is a fetus. He is a duck fetus in an egg that has been cracked that Tariq is about to, like, eat. That's what he is. Just like the fetus not growing in Karina's stomach. But honey, Karina has finally had enough. She just like runs out. She's like, I want a divorce. I'm done. And he's like chasing after her and he's like, fala, fala, which I guess is the one Portuguese word he's learned the whole time. He's here. He's like been here 9 months. Means like talk, 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 talk is what he's doing. And honey, he's like power walking through this village in that bulletproof vest after Karina, you know, a non-pregnant girl with perfect skin. So then Paul calls David, that translator, and like sits down with Karina's mom. And if you thought Karina was over it, Karina's mom has had it, oves it, doesn't want it. You can go back to where you are from, Mr. Arsonist that took our daughter for a ride, and we are done. Off the ride. Take your ride, take your carnival, take your old goddamn fair, take your Disneyland, broke down Disneyland. Out of here, Mickey Mouse. No falla. But no, she's just like, Paul's a smartass. He's full of BS. I will go to a grocery store and buy you back all the food that my son ate, you cheap ass mother goddamn fucker. Or whatever she says. She was pissed. Just know that. She kept it like a lady. So the translator like says all this to Paul and Paul's like, didn't know what to do. She's not won't talk to me. You do know you're like 36 and she's like 18. Right? So that's the end of them and thank God. So now we're on to John and Rachel and Lucy. I won't forget Lucy. They're like on their like last days in England. So it's like their tourist tour and they're going to go on like London's Eye, which is like some contraption like shoots you up in the sky or something. That's what that is. I don't know. They really have no drama and they are like manufacturing everything. And there are some intense fan theories out there, honey, that Lucy is really his daughter, even though there are other like reports of her actual baby daddy's grandma or the grandmother of Lucy on the dad's side, like coming after her and saying that she won't let the baby daddy and Lucy see each other. So I don't know which one of that's true, but that fan reports that like they actually got married long ago or they just got this free trip and wanted to be famous or something and all this stuff. We wish we could get a fiance visa, but we won't. And so now we have to wait 6 months and blah, blah, blah. It's like, so we really just have to wait 6 months. Is that what the problem is? You have to wait 6 months? Good. You have 2 kids. Wait 6 months. So then they go to the London Bridge, honey. It's just like continues on this tour and it's like Fergie. Grey Goose got your John feeling loose. A little too loose, honey. They meet Matt, who is John's BFF in London. Matt's cute. Matt, like everyone else in John's life, is like, Rachel, you have a lot to lose if this goes wrong. And in the entire time I've known him, he has never committed to anyone, not ever. He is literally, how do I say this? Will fuck anything and anything's mom. Like, do you pick up what I'm saying? And like, Rachel's like, blink, blink. But then she gets upset when John lets it slide that he's been in an open relay. She's like, and that was just surprising to me. Like, why are you surprised that he's been in an open relay? Like, you have to understand by this point, even his mom has been like, he is a dirty dick. A dirty dick. At least know it, but don't fool yourself. So then later on they go to a cafe and then he like takes a flower from the centerpiece and is like, I bought this for you. In one of the comments, someone said that he looks like one of the chickens from Chicken Run. Anyway, she brings up this, open relationship situation while he's like airplaning food to Lucy, like, ooh. So you've been in open relationships where you just had no boundaries and you just like fucked other people? Like, here comes the helicopter. Then he's like, look, I fucked everything, everyone, every way, everywhere, every how. That's what I did. Can't do anything about it. It's my past. Then he's like, what do you call a friend with benefits in America? And she's like, a friend with benefits? And he's like, what do you call two? Having two. And they have husbands. And those husbands, they all have boyfriends. Those boyfriends are priests. Those priests are friends of your mom. They're your mom. Like, this keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But honey, Rachel is gonna tame this drunkard, womanizing, sexual, overly sexual brute. This British Stanley Kowalski, if you will. Stella! Lucy! Tennessee Williams. Kids, look it up. Teach the children. Then they have their airport goodbye. Meanwhile, I want to send Lucy and them some socks because those babies' feetsies were, out and about in Heathrow Airport. Those tootsies. You gotta put some sockies on those tootsies. Then it's Angela and Michael. Honey, Angela and Michael are at the beach resort. They're like on the way there. They're like in the car. I'm like staring at everything. I'm like trying to like take in every detail. There's like stuff in the back of this car. There's like some sort of like plastic bag. I'm like, what's in the plastic bag? Is it women? I have no idea. I'm so excited. She's there in a short. It's another shirt with cutout sleeves and some sort of saying. I couldn't see what the saying was, but exactly how many shirts with cutout shoulders and sassy sayings did you pack, Angela? How many did you bring to Nigeria? A lot? Because you have the other one that said flawless, I'm keeping track. So on the beach, it gets romantic real quick. Just kidding. Angela's like, Michael, let me see your phone. Remember when we were with your friends and you said you'd have my picture on your phone by the end of the night? Well, I don't see it, Michael. Do you? And then it just hit me like, oh, this whole time I thought she just wanted like maybe like her picture on like his camera roll or like on his like Facebook feed. But I truly think that she wants her picture to be like his background and his lock screen. She wants every time he opens up his phone or like hits his home screen to be like, hi, Michael, it's me. But honey, on this beach, if you thought Angela, was done, no, she's not. She was just lighting her cigarette. She's about to take her first drag. She says, this lion makes me think about something I didn't want to think about. Something I didn't want to think about ever again. And honey, it gets full melodrama from this moment on. So we are introduced to the final secret, the blowjob thing. The blowjob thing. Michael, I was furious. Do you remember? I bet he does remember. I bet he does remember. We got over it because you were honest. That's the only reason why we're here today. It's because you were honest in that moment. And I forgave you. So the blowjob thing is, Michael said that a girl in his village needed a ride, had no money, so he drove her from point A to point B. But she had no money, and she needed to repay him in some way that she got aggressive, and before he knew it, she was giving him a blowjob. That's what happened. Oh, I mean, here he was being a good guy, just driving her, and then to be sexually assaulted on top of it by this girl who needed to repay his generosity in some way, or just really found him that sexually appealing. Okay. I hate men. You are saying that like this girl was trying to get a ride and then afterward pushed you down and aggressively sucked your D? Like, first of all, Angela, in what world did you ever believe that that was what was? And what happened? Did you just keep saying it to enough people that Scotty or someone was like, Mom, no, no. That's in fact not what happened. So anyway, she's like, well, that's 2 lies now. Want to make it number 3? Something tell me you lied about that too. Something tell me you went to a club, you got a drink, you got a beer with friends, honey. You wanted to have a girl, something to poke on, you know what I'm saying? You found one, you got a beach, then you went home, and then you lied to me. That's what I think happened. Am I right, Michael? I know I'm right, don't even say anything. Oh, you got me. Hands up. You got me. Yes. Yes, I did. Yep, I did. Don't be bad. Then she's like, if you lie, you cheat. If you cheat, you lie. And you lie and you cheat and you cheat and you lie. You do both, you're both. If you do one, you're the other. If you do half of one, it's like you're doing all of it. Later on in the night, honey, it's windy. She needs a cig. She like leaves whatever like cabin they're staying in, and like she comes outside, and there's like some like central area that has a bar. Okay, it's like a tiki room bar, central nook area, green room. It's very green. There's a lot of green around it. She is smoking, honey. She gets that FaceTime. There's also a plug. She's charging her phone. She FaceTimes Scotty. Scotty's there. Scotty is like in a car or something. I don't know what time it is. Probably looks like it's 2 p.m. there. It looks like it's 11 p.m. in Nigeria. Scotty says Michael already called her. Already told her what the deal was. Huh. You know, yeah, like Angela takes that well and is like happy that Michael reached out to her daughter, you know, to smooth things over. Just kidding. She's pissed. Okay, so then Michael appears. He's also wearing green. I don't know why this distracted me so. But then like Angela just like props up her phone so that like Scotty can watch the whole thing. It just makes me so happy. And then she's smoking. She's like, don't even get close to me, honey. Just sit over there and put that chair in between us. Smoke, smoke, smoke. But she can't even finish a sentence. She's like boiling. She's like, Then Michael just like realizes that he's about to get like eaten alive, and he gets up and walks away, and she starts chasing after him, and like she has like Scotty with, she's like, Scotty, look at what's happening. She's like chasing after Michael. By the way, do you like my new phone cover? Moving on. Okay. Then they're like somewhat talking to the producers, and she's like, I'm gonna leave, and they're like packing up, and then she's like, you will not wear my president's hat. You know, she takes that back. It is so interesting, by the way, that she's a Trump supporter, only in that she looks like Trump. It's just what a coincidence. She looks physically, her face like Trump, like Trump's sister, like Trump's younger, prettier, classier sister. So then he calls Scotty, okay, because Scotty must be present. And if I was Scotty at this point, I'd just be like, oh, thank God. Yep. Then it cuts to like in confessional where Angela's like, I lash out when I'm hurt. And then it cuts right back to her just screaming in his face like, you better get out of my Georgia ass face. I don't know, but it looks like they're going to get physical. I'm happy there's producers there. I actually don't know what's happening between this. I mean, I can't believe this shit show. I really can't. Okay, final couple, Hamidah and Ricky. So he's like packing up. He brought his camera and like a Rode mic, which is, by the way, what I'm using now. Like he pretty much brought what I'm using to tape this. I'm just like, what are you doing? Are you vlogging? You have a documentary crew. Anyway, are you gonna start a YouTube channel? And where are those YouTube videos? Honey, but he has that ring from Melissa and he's gonna use it. So he packs that too. They're gonna go on like some like mini excursion, like day trip to this other romantic place. He's like prepping Hamidah by being like, something big's gonna happen later tonight. Something's happening, you know, and she's like, okay, you know, he's like, I'm keeping it general. He's so dumb. Then they're at dinner. It's like this like private situation. It almost looks like the kind of date that a couple would win on a basic cable reality dating show. Does that make sense? There's like roses everywhere. Hamidah is rocking a bold lip and even bolder earrings. They're statement earrings for sure. And she's just looking at him with like so much love in her eyes. There's like so much amour pouring out of those pupils, you know. She deserves so much better. He's like trying to get her on red wine to talk about the thing he doesn't want to talk about. And then 2 waitresses slash nuns slash nurses come out with dinner. Just put the dinner down in front of them and then they eat it. But Ricky's like, I have to tell you something difficult. Just keep saying difficult. Difficult. And she's like, gay. You know, she's just so sick of these weird ass conversations. And he's like, before I started talking to you on Colombian Cupid, you know, Col Q, as we call it, I was talking to this other girl named Melissa. And she's like, you called me Melissa! And she's like already crying. And he's like, you're crying now, just will you wait? I'm not even done telling you what I have to tell you. But he like doesn't really have to tell her, but it's like super weird because she's like, wait, is that why you're in Medea? You know, like whatever, I'm not quite saying that one right, but like that town. And he's like, yeah, that's where Melissa lives. And then she's like, well, what happened? And he's like, well, we didn't have chemistry. And she's like, oh, she left you at a restaurant looking like a doll for 2.5 hours. And then you try to text her the next day over and over again, but she like literally would never get back to you until the producers pulled you aside and was like, this is awkward because it's documenting pretty much harassment on our part. So can you stop doing that? And she was like, I had this other girl and that was me. And I'm your second option, Hamidah. Hamidah. I love my name so much. It's really pretty. Hamidah. Is that it? And then he's like, do you know how much courage it takes to tell you the truth? I love you. But honey, Hamidah is no one's second plate. Honey, she is a 5-course dinner and she's every course. So she's just like the little tiny appetizer that comes. She's your salad course, she's your pasta course, she's your main entree, and then she's your dessert. She's not like you going to hometown buffet and then having like your first like, I'm at a buffet, a cheap buffet, and filling that plate and then like being like, well, I guess I should just go get my second plate since I'm here and I paid for it. She's not that second plate. How dare you, Ricky? And then that was it. So, you know, we just didn't see Hazel and Tariq. I said it right. The whole time. You know, we just didn't see him this whole like episode. Like, you know, I guess the editors can only handle like a certain amount of couples at one time. So one had to drop out. And it was them, honey. They like really did take a little like vacation. Like, remember how last time they were going to take a little romantic vacation? Well, they actually did because they were not even in this episode. Anyway, I am so excited to see what happens next week. Thank you all so much for watching. I so enjoy talking to you in the comments. Thank you so much for liking this video and engaging and telling me I'm funny and telling me I'm pretty. But like, no, just like I really appreciate all your kind words and comments. Anyway, I love you all so much. If you haven't yet, please follow me on other social medias like Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Chris L. Farah. The L is for literature, which is what I was giving you this episode, honey, with my Tennessee Williams reference. You know, just teaching the children as one does. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.